So how does this work now? We have the claws as their own separate thing. Oh, they have their own stance. Terrific. And then you have all the mods. Yeah, this just makes an awful lot of sense because previously with beast pets, you would have to juggle all the pet mods and then all the, like, weapon mods, and you would never have enough space. Oh, okay. So postures change the behavior of the pet. That's interesting. Very interesting. I think Frenzied Posture might be the best on a Kavat because of the armor strip, so let's fuse it up. Let's see what it do. Okay, so I guess we run Maul for some damage. We absolutely need Bite for the crit bond. I forgot what it's called. Swipe's good for the armor stripping bond, but also for the extra range. Bellringer. Ooh, yeah, these are some of the new ones. Puncture would actually make quite a bit of sense on a crit Kavat. I guess Vital Priming is always good, right? Frostjaw and Venom Teeth. This could be interesting if you're not running a crit build, because if you're running a crit build, then you're losing the second half of the mod. Actually, Chilling Claws might be the way to go here. I don't have enough endo, but I can just get more. My god, I'm blowing through my credits. But Cold and Status, that's good on a crit cat. Again, just like Puncture. I'm gonna need to do a little bit of this. 48k, that should be enough for now. D9, and there we go. We're gonna have about 75k. That should last for a while. Let's fuse this. This is gonna give us a ton of code and status chance. Chilling Claws. We can get rid of the other ones. 21.5% status isn't the best, but oh well. And the second one we're gonna run is this one. Disabling Condition. Melee damage, and then all base physical damage is converted to Puncture. That is a lot of melee damage, wowee. So that's that. Let's move this around a little bit. The knockdown on this seems nice. How many procs you get? You get 4 impact procs as well. That's pretty good. Let's run that. Aha, there it is. Magnetic Strike. I knew I saw it somewhere. Does this work with Bellringer? Can we like double down on this? And it's a guarantee as well. Wowee. So let's run that. That's going to be awesome for Eximus units. And the final mod? I'm actually not sure. You know what? Let's just go with Bloodthirst. Now for the actual cat. This should be fairly straightforward. Check Enhance for the increased duration. Cat's Eye for the crit. Fetch for, well, the fetching of things. We're gonna run Link Vitality because I usually just run health and armor frames, as well as Link Fiber. Primed Animal Instinct because I cannot play the game without Loot and Enemy Radar anymore. Tenacious Bond for the extra crit multiplier. This is why we run Bite. The Sharpened Claws. This is why I wanted to run the Spastic Posture so that it runs from enemy to enemy, stripping their armor. We can actually run even more armor strip with Vicious Bond, so let's do that. You know what? I do use melee weapons a lot. And I want some recovery on the pet, so yeah, pack leader it is. I'm actually gonna keep it at level 190. So the knockdown thing is definitely working, which is quite fabulous. I'm not seeing any impact procs though. Don't know why. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, they have multiple magnetic procs. Maybe, did I misunderstand the mod perhaps? And it's converting those impact procs into magnetic rather than adding magnetic on top. I kinda like the behavior on the posture. It's just running all over the place, stripping armor, knocking enemies down, and it's actually doing quite a bit of damage as well, now that it has like a proper build on the claws. I don't know how well that's gonna work in a mission though, because here the enemies are quite tightly packed, but in a mission they're gonna be all over the place. I'm kinda tempted to get rid of Frostjaw and just run Call the Weak for the Condition Overload. This is probably dumb, because it's most likely the same multiplier as the damage you get from disabling conditioning. Pets are kind of difficult to test, especially Kavats, because, well, it's a cat, and it's gonna do cat things, but it seems to be doing stuff. Could you, like, not, please? There you go. See? Good job. Good job, Grumpy. See, he can do stuff, sometimes. I don't think this posture is the way to go, especially with the build we're running, which focuses on like armor strip and mag procs, because it makes the Kavat run around all over the place instead of like doing stuff. So I think it might be a better idea to run the posture that makes it focus on Eximus units and like beefy targets. I think the build itself is good though, because it is doing what I wanted to do. It's knocking stuff down, it's proccing magnetic, which is fantastic for Eximus. And it's stripping armor really well, so I think it's just the posture that we need to switch out. Ass in, that's the posture we want. How much overguard damage do you actually get from this? Is it gonna be 300%. That is a lot of overguard damage. Let's try it out. Let's test the priority system. We have 19 butchers and a gunner, so let's see if it actually targets the gunner. Yep, sometimes it swipes at a butcher, but most of the time it's trying to target the gunner, which is really, really good. That's what you want. Now let's test the overguard damage. This is level 190, Leech Eximus in Steel Path. Any minute now, I'm sure of it. There we... Woo! Okay. Wow, so it... Oh my god, I get 2-shot Eximus Overguard even at this level in Steel Path? That's terrific. And it's like... and it's keeping it locked down as well. Yeah, I think that's the way to go with a pet like this. It will strip its armor, it will keep it occupied, it will melt its overguard, so you can run in and just shank it. Good stuff. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. My voice is dying, so we need to do this fast. We have Vicious Bond for armor strip on the pet, Tenacious Bond, which makes it so that if your pet has above a certain amount of crit chance, you as the frame get bonus crit damage. Then we have Cat's Eye, which provides your frame with a 60% final crit chance bonus, and then Tech Enhance, which increases the uptime of Cat's Eye. Following that, we sport Primed Animal Instinct for the enemy and loot radar, Fetch for vacuum, then 2 defensive modes. I run high armor and health frames, so I have Link Vitality and Fiber, and we top it all off with Sharpened Claws, which every now and then makes the pet instantly strip armor, as well as Pack Leader, because I use a lot of melee weapons, so I use that to sustain the pet. I actually ended up changing a handful of things for the claws, but it's still the same idea. We have Assassin Posture so that the pet locks onto Eximus and heavy targets, and for the actual mods we have Bite for crit chance and damage. This is required for Tenacious Bond. Disabling Conditioning, which converts all physical damage into puncture and then adds as much damage as Maul. The idea here was that this is a crit pet, so we want to proc puncture on the enemies to increase their likelihood to be crit. However, the status chance is so low, you might as well just run Maul because the pet will never proc the puncture. What works slightly better is the combination of Chilling Claws, Frostjaw and Shock Collar, which gives us a ton of cold damage and status chance, so that the pet sometimes procs colds on the enemy, which makes the enemies take more crit damage. Then we have another combo of Bell Ringer, which makes the pet knock enemies down and proc impact on them, and Magnetic Strike, which whenever the pet procs impact on the enemy, it procs magnetic as well. And we top it off with Swipe, with a nice, well, swipe as well as a bit more attack range for the pet. This is strictly better than what we've had for Adarza Kavat before, because in addition to all the standard stuff that we used to have, like Cat's Eye, Vicious Bond, Tenacious Bond, Vacuum, and Animal Instinct, you can, in addition to all of that, make it focus on high priority targets and actually do good damage to them, completely disable Eximus units and knock enemies down, proc magnetic on them, proc impact on them. It's just overall better. It's kind of difficult to showcase though, because in a normal mission you almost never see the pet do any of this stuff, but believe you me, it is doing stuff, you just can't really see it. So if you have an Adarza Kavat, I would highly recommend you update its build with all the new toys that we just got. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.